then of trade.
All right.
How are you?
Hi. How are you? I'm Cristina Cote. We are with the Chef's Connection, and we are with Mr. Chef Ralph Scamardella in the kitchen of Tao. A lot of action.
A lot of action, Cristina.
Smoking. A lot of action with you, Ralph. But you're going to teach us how to make a dish today, which is very exciting.
So one of our more famous
Yeah.
dishes is the chili chicken. It's got fresh pineapple, fresh red onions, fresh Chinese chilies, and some batter fried chicken. So
That sounds amazing.
we're going to start it up.
So we're at the wok station.
Wok station.
So how do you start? Is the temperature really a key element to this?
Super important. You get it hot. You know, the flavoring comes from the wok.
Okay.
So we'll cook everything a little bit separate, then we'll cook the chicken separate out.
Yeah. So you do the onions first, the pineapple, the chilies,
Yes.
and the scallions, it looks like, right?
Yes.
You're going to keep the scallions somewhere of a garnish?
That's a little bit of garnish, that one.
Okay, cool. The flavors of like the sweet and the spicy are really nice together.
You got to let it bloom up inside the wok and get some heat. See how it's heating up?
Yeah. That's
then we'll
what
take.
temperature is it right now? Is it
It's probably about 500-600 degrees.
500-600 degrees? Yeah.
We'll shut this down for a second so we don't get burnt.
You were explaining that.
Let it sit up.
Like draining the oil.
Correct. Let all the excess oil drain.
Got it.
I mean, you get the flavor and the color from the oil,
Okay.
but then we let it just drip out, clear out, cook it down. Then we'll take the chicken.
You're doing the one part first and then
Correct.
you're doing the chicken second.
Yeah, it's a common misconception of, like, not all Chinese food is chop suey, where you put everything in at once.
Got it.
It's all the different elements that are cooked and then mixed together and blended. We have the sauce of, basically a sweet and sour sauce. It's got vinegar, a little tomatoes, sugar,
Yeah.
oyster sauce. It's got a little bit of ketchup mayonnaise in it to sweeten it up.
So this is the sauce that you're going to put in.
Correct.
To add like that nice texture and
Yeah.
nice
See
sauce.
how nice and crispy it gets, and then
That is awesome.
let it
These
fry
are
up.
Was this the prep that you do before, where they're like little pieces of bread
Correct.
chicken that you then add?
Yes.
Are they already cooked?
They're cooked halfway,
Cooked halfway. So
because to get the crispiness of it, you got to cook it a little bit ahead of time.
Got
Sort of
it.
like when you cook fried chicken.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, that's so fun. So now transfer them together. Where did you learn how to cook Asian food so well?
We did a lot of tours and exploration in China. We went to Shanghai, China, Hong Kong,
Nice.
Japan.
Did you learn from local chefs there that
From local, we have a lot of connections out there. We got a lot of setups of people that came and helped us out. Some famous restaurants in Hong Kong, some famous restaurants in China, and then learned a lot of techniques, met a lot of people, and brought back a lot of the cooks and chefs
That is
back
so
with
cool.
us. So we'll take it,
Yeah.
get the sauce ready and hot, and inside the sauce is garlic and ginger.
The smell is so good. That is so cool.
Not only you see, you feel that vinegar, but the wok not only cooks it fast, but gives it a lot of flavor. You want that smokiness
Yes.
and heat from the wok.
That makes sense. How fun.
You let it cook down.
What region of China or Asia would this be from?
This would be a classic Cantonese dish. So Hong Kong style.
So is spice a big component of the food from that region?
A light component. If you want it really spicy would be Szechuan.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
But this Cantonese dish is a very lightly spiced dish. But the chili peppers, so there's some dishes that have a lot of spice and some don't. But
Right.
this is one of the classic dishes that does have a little bit of spice in it to give it some kick and life.
That looks so beautiful. And pretty quick to make, I guess, right? I mean,
Very fast. I mean, if you have all the different, as my friends say, if you have all the different mise en place, the same thing in French, and all the
Yes.
techniques are slightly different, but the wording is a little bit
Yeah.
different. But if you have everything ready, sauce is ready, the different components, you put it together, and it's a very tasty, easy transition into finishing the dish.
well, we're going to have to taste it to make sure.
Absolutely.
You know,
We're gonna run and have somebody run and get you some chopsticks so you can taste it.
test my chopstick skills on camera, right?
Yes,
Look
easy,
how pretty
easy.
this is. This is beautiful. So nice. I want to smell. Oh my God, the
Nice
flavor,
vinegar?
the smell. Yeah, it has a really nice
Nice aroma.
Very nice.
It actually looks pretty
I
good.
was reading something about you that, you know, because Tao is so much about all of the senses and it's such an
Correct.
experience. So I feel like your food is such a huge
Well, it's
component of that, right?
It is one of the big components.
Yeah.
It's the vibe when you come in, it's a beautiful
Yeah.
looking place. The music is great. The people are
Yeah.
nice, and the food fits in with it. It's
Totally.
very
It
stylish, very
infuses
tasty.
All of the senses.
We're gonna have to edit out the chopstick.
Ooh. Okay. Okay. This is the moment. Okay.
The moment of truth.
This is it. So let's try get like some of the scallions in there.
That's a little bit of garlic if you want.
Oh, this is. Oh, is this garlic?
That's a roasted garlic. Yeah.
That's
Is it pineapple?
This
That's
is
a
it, right?
chicken.
Okay.
Yes.
Should I do like a
Yeah, a little piece.
maybe get like some of the flavors in there?
Okay.
I like the sweet and savory combo.
Yes.
Like adding fruit. Okay. We'll share the
That's it.
pineapple. There you go. Get a little piece of the chicken with the. Okay. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, it's so good.
Very nice.
So good with the
Thank you.
chilies and the scallion, the pineapple.
Just a little bit of,
It's amazing.
just a little bit of garlic, a little bit of heat,
So good.
a little bit of vinegar.
Wow.
Watch that nose.
I got it.
He knows what's going on. Don't mess
Couple
with
of-
Brooklyn peeps.
Get a couple of guys from Staten Island, send them right there.
We're gonna send him your way.
All right,
That's
see if
right.
we can figure out what you did.
Yeah, not sure what was just recorded. Maybe we'll take it back a little. So you said that what is it? How many millions of crispy rice sushi do you guys?
We probably serve 150, 200,000 a week. Crispy a week.
That
Yeah.
is insane. So times
Yeah.
52. How many is that?
That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. I need a Bitcoin. I need a blockchain to figure that one out.
Let's get this blockchain on.
Let's
We
get
need
it going.
We just
Let's
need
get
it
it
for
going.
mental math calculations. So what is the most popular dish on the menu at Tao?
The satay sea bass. All of the sushi is also very popular.
Yeah.
We have a couple of different. We have a domestic wagyu steak that's
Sounds
very
good.
popular.
So it's domestic. It's local.
Domestic. Not local. It's from Texas, but
Texas.
it's a really good wagyu beef.
Wagyu is the one that's like massaged and like they give it beer.
So they
Like, to the
say,
day
but
spa.
that's
Is
the
that true?
Japanese baloney that they
All right,
run
that's
out.
like a marketing-
But it's a marketing thing. But
Okay.
that's usually the wagyu that comes from the Kobe
Yeah.
prefecture in Japan is
Right.
treated that way. The wagyu is like Angus or any other
Okay.
breed.
So-
But it's very tasty, very big,
Very tender, right?
very tender.
So the ones in Japan have like the little cucumbers on the eyes, and they're
That's
like
right.
very zen. So
Very
I guess
zen.
you can taste that in the meat, right? 'Cause they're
You
very
definitely
relaxed.
can. I think that the way the animal is raised, I think that's the one thing
Yeah.
the United States can bring in from like Japan is
Yeah.
the respect that they have for the produce and the respect that they have for livestock and treating them well and growing them
Yeah.
fresh, and that all really adds to the flavor and quality of the end product.
That's so cool. And since you have traveled so many different places and are incorporating
Yeah.
different things you've learned, are there other things that you've learned from your travels and explorations that you've incorporated into this food culture here?
Definitely from all the different flavors and the different places. Like if we go to Thailand, the different curries and how to really make authentic curries.
Yeah.
Not just out of a jar. We blend all our curries here, the different spices, the different
Cool.
herbs, and we mash them and make them. But also just the respect for food. I think that in America, Americans will respect only high-end places.
Yeah.
But when you go all over the world, they have respect for every single ingredient. Like
Yeah.
in Japan, the rice is the most prized thing.
Is
So
it?
every single area has its own rice, or it's raised a certain way. But since it's a big staple of the diet and they use it, they really raise it in a respectful way, and they take a lot of time and effort from the beginning of the seed to the time it gets on someone's plate. It's treated with a tremendous amount of respect.
I think that's an important thing. I know there's that Japanese book about sparking joy and the art
Yes.
of tidying up, and it's about respecting things. So
Absolutely,
It's
and
cool
I
that
think
that-
that definitely gets
yeah.
lost in America, because in America you want everything. Oh, it's too
Fast,
expensive.
but
It's too this.
yeah.
You need it faster, and really respecting and understanding food. And
that's so cool. I love that. And have you incorporated other part of Asian culture into your life? Are you like into like, because you're like a Brooklyn boy that's now like killing
Brooklyn.
it in the like one of the
I
best.
try to be as zen as I possibly can. I really
Yeah.
enjoy Japanese.
Some of the staff think otherwise.
Yeah, zen. That's only because I get yelled at. When I'm not at work, though. When I'm not at work.
Yeah.
When I'm home with my wife and kids, I try to be as
Yeah.
calm and collected as I can. But
That's so nice.
just enjoy the food, enjoy the culture, and a lot of the Asian artwork. I like Chinese artwork, Japanese artwork. It's
Yeah.
really the colors and the imagination
Yeah,
that they
it's
put into it.
beautiful.
It's great.
Yeah, and I love. Is there a story behind like the famous Buddha that's here at Tao? Or
That's the Kuan Yin, which is
Kuan
the
Yin.
god. So it's sitting in its own pool, and blessing and guiding us to the future. So.
You feel like that comes through the kitchen when you guys are stressed? You just come out to the dining
Yes,
room,
yes, it
make eye
definitely-
contact with her, and just say thank you.
She comes in and
she has 20
gives a-
hands too, so
20
if you guys
hands.
ever need a hand in the kitchen, you got
there
20
you go.
extra,
Yeah.
right?
As long as
Yeah.
she'll be too expensive.
She's
No.
very expensive. She's a
yes.
little. She might be too big for the kitchen.
That's
but
right.
That's so cute. And so we always like hearing like crazy things that happen in the kitchen, especially on a packed night, busy night. Do you have any stories from the kitchen to share? Anything that comes to mind? That's a little bit.
A lot of crazy stories. Well, you know, in all the different restaurants and all the different, and a lot of times what happens is since there's a lot of automated things in the kitchen, a lot of times the computer system will go down.
Oh no!
And,
blockchain again.
Blockchain.
Where
and
is this
then
blockchain when you need it?
it happened in Las Vegas once in a very busy night. And so every cook gets his own tickets, and then they didn't get their tickets, and I had to call out every ticket, and not one cook in the kitchen could understand my Brooklyn accent. So they were like giving me all kinds of different stuff, and they were like 4 and 15. What is he saying? What is he saying? It was like a disaster.
Oh my
I actually
God.
had to walk away and let someone. And I don't believe I have an accent.
I don't think
Not
you
at
do
all. Man.
Give me a break.
I'm about as American vanilla as it gets.
So
but
vanilla right here.
I had to walk out and say somebody else had to start doing it because they couldn't understand what I was saying.
That's so funny. Yeah, I guess in those moments you just have to like roll with the punches and do
Let
the
it
best
go.
you can,
It's not
right?
for me. It's not
Let
for
it
me.
Go. Got it. And do you have any deep dark secrets you want to share?
I do,
mean-
but I can't. say
Hey,
I
once
can't.
again, you know. Or any like crazy foods that you love or hate, or like any quirks or things that are kind of fun?
Well, you know, when I was very young, I was working at a place called Cuisine a million years ago. And we used to have calves brains on the lunch menu, and I used to eat calves
Really?
brains like at 6 o'clock in the morning, preparing for this. And it was like every time it's one of the things I refuse to eat now.
Yeah. Does it taste
just
like chicken, or is it?
It tastes like mashed potatoes. It tastes like brains. It tastes like mashed potatoes and dirt all mixed together at once.
Sounds
I don't know, it's like really an acquired taste. But in typical French fashion, they'll put
Yeah.
a nice vinaigrette on top with some fried shallots and some fried capers and make it taste good.
Yeah.
The actual brains themselves are not.
That's crazy. So you OD'd on calf's brains.
Said
Won't
I'm
touch
done.
them now.
The rest,
So if someone wants to make you a dish,
no calves
don't do
brains.
calves
No
brains.
calves brains.
That's crazy. Oh my goodness. What is the most other, like aside from calves brains, is there another food that you've tasted that's a little bit, you know, unique or kind of?
Well, you know, I've eaten crickets and different bugs, which are pretty
Nice.
cool. They
Good protein.
good protein. They're
Yeah.
really clean, fresh, nice crunchy taste.
Yeah.
So I like trying interesting things, but I won't. When you travel in Asia, you see
Right.
so many crazy
Yeah.
things and things you'll try, and it's really not only the taste, but the textures are so strange in
Right.
all the different countries.
Yeah, that's
So-
true. So is your rule of thumb that you'll try anything once, or you sort of like you have limits?
It
Yeah.
depends. If I can see where it came from and I know it's fresh, I'll try it.
Okay.
But in a lot of travels, you know, people love street food.
Yeah.
But sometimes you don't know how long that street food has been sitting there.
Yeah, it's true.
And if you're not used to the culture and you don't have the strong stomach and you're
Yeah.
traveling, street food could be really dangerous.
can get you sick if
Yeah.
you're not sure where it came from. Crazy. And so it sounds like you love to travel. Is there a destination that you haven't been to yet? that's
I don't
on your
love to
list?
travel.
You
I
don't
love
to
getting
travel.
there. I don't like being on a plane, but
Yeah.
well, you know, I have two special places. One is Italy, from where my heritage is from.
Yeah.
And I really, really like Tokyo. I think it's one of the
So
coolest cities on the face of the earth. Great people, great food.
Yeah.
It's the culture and the people and the techniques, and it's just a great, cool place to be. Love
Yeah.
eating there, and
The whole experience.
the whole
yeah.
experience is great.
And those are pretty unique flavor palettes
Yes.
and everything too. Is there somewhere that you haven't been yet that you're dying to go explore?
I haven't been to actually any of the Arctic, Nordic countries. Sorry.
Yeah.
So I'd like to go to Norway, Iceland,
Cool.
Sweden. Haven't been to anywhere, and I like the cold, so
Nice. Maybe
can't
we
wait
can
to
find
go.
like a culinary blockchain conference in
that's
Scandinavia. and we could all
Iceland.
go.
Iceland is big on blockchain.
Are they?
Yeah, that's where all the Bitcoin mining goes on.
Oh, interesting. Very cool. And so just kind of as a wrap up, you know, what are you looking forward to in the future? I mean, you have Singapore locations.
We have lots of different
coming.
locations.
Where do you see this brand evolving, or what would your personal
Besides
dream
taking
be?
over the world, I think that
Yeah.
we just keep expanding and bringing new people in and bringing people on board. And really, the move into dining is, we feel, is that it's just the whole experience, not
Yeah.
just coming out and eating in a corner restaurant, which is great.
Yeah.
But when it's becoming so expensive to go out to eat
Right.
that the experience is everything now. It's coming into a beautiful restaurant, getting great food, just having a good time, a good
Whole
vibe.
experience,
The
right?
whole experience, and that's what
Yeah.
we're all about.
That's amazing. And do you have any advice for up-and-coming chefs or people that are obsessed with food? in your
Normally I would say
restaurants?
do something else because it's a really rough life. But you know, like anything else, follow your passion. If you're a passionate person and
Yeah.
you really have the end in mind, instead of, like, we always talk about, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. You
Right.
really got to think way down the road where you eventually want to go and where you want to be, and build your experiences to get to that end game. Because it's
that's
not going to
great
happen in an instant.
Yeah, I think that's good
And
life
don't-
advice. Yeah,
Don't worry about any of the failures or what people say. Just keep striving and striving to do what you want.
totally. And often the failures do teach you the important lessons, even though it's not fun
Yes.
in the moment to
No.
go through that. But
Some of those failures are very expensive, though. But you
Yes.
try to learn and move on.
for sure. Well, thank you so much for
Thank you.
opening up your dining room and your kitchen and that
It's our
delicious
pleasure.
dish. And good
Anything
luck
for
to
you and Alan. Thank you.
Thank you, darling. You too.
Okay.
And all the best and so much great stuff you guys are working
Thank
on.
you.
So thank you. Shay Shay.
Shay Shay.
For more with your favorite chefs, check out thechefsconnection.com.